This is FightFans Radio.
Hello, everybody. It's another edition of Untethered MMA on FightFans Radio. It is November 1st, the first day of No Pink. As my one of my favorite comedians, Doug Stanhope, said last night at the show in Chicago. If you want to reach the show, 410-988-6525. You want to reach us on Twitter, you can reach us. You can reach me at It's Mike Fagan. You can reach Derek at FightLaker and you can reach Matt Roth, Bleacher Report extraordinaire, who should be joining the show in just a second here, at Matt Roth 512. Derek, since you're the only one technically on the line right now, how are you doing today?
We're here. Like, we showed up, so we're just kind of going to see what happens from here to there.
Are you already stoned? Is that what's going on here?
No, that hasn't happened yet at all. So that's probably part of my lack of energy. Plus, I'm reading an article right now that BCS officials say Notre Dame will probably make it to the BCS even if they go 2-2 in their next 4, and I just think that's nice to let them know.
So hello there.
Oh,
hello
hey,
there,
Matt.
buddy.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I just spoke to my dad for the first time since Hurricane Sandy.
What's up with him?
Oh, now I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, way to go, Dick.
I told you to fucking go 2 days ago, Roth. Where are you?
No, I just spoke to him. He just gave me like the full update. He said that I probably wouldn't be able to get home because of the fact that that there's no gas in the state of New Jersey. Like they're literally, New Jersey's so fucked right now.
Is that because all the attendants won't show up to work and you can't pump your own gas there? Is that
no? There's nothing going in and out of the state.
Is that because the rats they normally squeeze the gas out of all run away?
You guys are being like full on cunts right now, especially when I'm trying to be like super serious and you guys are being fucking cunts.
Hey, I'm glad you came on, man, but it sounds, you told me the house wasn't destroyed, that you had some trees down, and then it's going to be a pain in the ass.
He had trees down. He has no power at the house. Jersey's his part of Jersey, or my parents' part of Jersey. He's home. My mom's still in Asia, hanging out with my sister. His their part of Jersey is being told still 8 to 15 days until you get power back. Which, like, that's insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
Like that's crazy to actually that you wait that long to get power. I'm not going. I may be going home. It's dependent on if my car can actually get there. So I have to get a what's it called, a mechanic to check it out.
If car doctor.
Yeah, if I get a car doctor to check it out, then I'll be going. Not then. I'm probably not driving home to Jersey, so it's still up in the air.
Well, you talked to him, and he said the logistics of it just really don't work. Like I told you the other day, if you got nothing more important to do, then that's where I'd be. But if you're just going to be clogging shit up and getting in the way of the people that know what they're doing, then yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also like, there's literally there's no gas in New Jersey. Like, gas stations are limiting the amount of fuel that you can pump.
Erica's reminding us not to forget about the chat room. Apparently, there's a bunch of people there.
Oh my God!
If you go to the website, which I'm going to do right now, we have a chat room set up. You can It's another way to talk to us during the show. The
I need
longest.
a link, producer lady.
How about FightFansRadio.com, Derek, and then just
That's a
figure it out yourself.
That's a
So,
shit.
so, so I missed the opening of the show. Obviously, what if how are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I actually just wanted to say, Matt, the longest I went without power, I think, was a little over 2 days. We had a tornado not running through my town, but near my town, and it kind of caused some issues with the power. And even 2 days was, I mean, that's trying without any sort of electronics or light, and not counting candlelight, of course, but 8 to 15 days in addition to what else, however long they've had no power up till now. That seems like it would drive you insane at one point.
Yeah, like that's insane, right?
Yeah, I guess Derek's not going to pay attention now because he's going to try.
No, I'm paying attention to everything, and I don't want to talk a bunch of shit because I know the storm was a lot worse than I thought it would be, and it's just a lot of widespread damage. It was more severe than I thought it would be, but at the same time, they are going to have that Atlantic City boardwalk rebuilt, and they'll still be rebuilding New Orleans. So don't worry about it so much.
Yeah, like I know that like I said no political talk on the show, and like I'm going to hang up. If you like, and Derek, you know my political leanings. I'm a registered Republican. One dude that's been awesome, if you follow him on Twitter, is Cory Booker, who's the mayor, the Democrat mayor of Newark, New Jersey. That dude is Batman. That man is Batman. He's inviting like people just to hang out at his house and get warm. Random people in Newark. He's like, hey, tell me where you are and I'll deliver food to you, or tell me where you are and you can go over my house and get a shower and charge your phones up. That dude is Batman. And I told this to Derek the other night, like, if that guy isn't your nominee for president or governor of New Jersey, the Democrats are really fucking up, because that dude is like a walking awesome press release. Every single day is an awesome press release because the guy understands social media and he's willing to actually go and save people personally. He's Batman.
So, while you were on that, and I want to get back to it, Matt, while you were on that, I was trying to put my name into this chat thing here, and my name gets filtered for profanity.
Because it's fagging.
Yeah. Did you see that documentary about Cory Booker? It was probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. I forget what it was called. You might want to check it out. It's really just about him. I think it's about I don't know if it's the re-election or his first election to mayor, but I would highly recommend it.
I think it's pretty hard to go from being the mayor of a city to president of the United States. You normally have to do some intermediary steps. Maybe he can whoop Chris Christie's fat ass in the next election and then be governor, and then maybe you could do it after that, but not in 2060. Well,
I mean, to be fair to Booker, though, I mean, he's got a decent amount of national attention. I mean, in addition to the documentaries, he's been on the convention, he's been all over the media, like.
Yeah, it was all over the media in the beginning of the campaign when he said, I don't want to hear about Bain Capital anymore. I don't think that's relevant. And then all the Republicans tried to say, oh, see, he's against Obama. And then he had to come out and straighten him out and be like, no, I wouldn't vote for Romney for all the money in the world, but I just think it's kind of a stupid thing to harp on.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, if that guy if he isn't your nominee for governor of New Jersey, the Democratic Party is fucking retarded.
Well, I hope he runs. And 2016, Hillary's going to run, and I think Joe's going to run too. So that'll probably be the big two, and I love Joe. So we'll see.
I don't think Joe Biden has any chance of getting the presidential nomination.
Sitting vice president normally has at least a puncher's chance. There's always going to be a solid 40% of the country that hates Hillary. So
yeah, but Joe Biden's super chinny.
Joe Biden's got knockout power.
Yeah, but
you haven't heard. Let me ask you a question, Matt. Where did Paul Ryan go? I have not seen Paul Ryan in 3 full weeks. Where is he?
I'm not sure if it was the real Paul Ryan, but I saw photos of somebody, maybe Paul Ryan in New York, at a Halloween party.
As a doppelganger? Was he fake cleaning fucking dishes from a homeless place?
I'm just saying it might have been real Paul Ryan just going to bars in New York for Halloween.
It could have been because they have not had him doing shit since Biden spanked him on national television.
I mean, yeah.
So I know, Matt, you didn't want to talk politics, and I don't want to get on it too long since
He
you're
brought
here.
it up, goddammit.
I don't want to risk you jumping off the show here, but I do want to ask both of you: are you going to vote? Since I believe this is the last show before the election.
I am not going to vote.
Sweet. I'm glad you're not going to vote. I'm voting.
Well, you're in a more important state, Derek, than I am, or Matt for that matter.
Yeah, Matt's not swinging Texas by himself, so.
No, and
I would be voting Republican in Texas, which is voting Republican. Like, I would just add to the millions of people.
And I will probably be voting just for the novelty of it, but same thing here. Voting for Obama in Illinois is there. I mean, there's really no point.
Well, everybody's crying and bitching about the fact that one guy may win the popular vote and the other wins the electoral. So in that sense, it does kind of
but that shouldn't matter. But there's only one vote that matters in this country, man.
Which vote is that?
I think it's isn't it the electoral?
Well, if it's a tie, then it goes to the House, so it's not exactly the only vote that matters. But according to the electoral, Obama's going to win this walking away. So
the only thing that would actually, and again, we're talking about politics on a show that I don't like talking.
You brought it up, bro.
No.
You're like, who should the 2016 Democratic nominee be? I didn't say that shit.
This is the one thing that may fuck up the Democratic Party. Is that if New York and New Jersey and all the East Coast doesn't have electricity for the electric polling stations, there could be a legitimate problem.
I think they're going to be okay on that. Obama's going to win those states anyway. Romney's not going to swing New Jersey because of the storm. It may affect the popular vote a little bit, but we're going to win Ohio. We're going to win Iowa. We're going to win Wisconsin, and we're probably going to win Colorado.
Sorry, I thought you were doing your what's it called? Who's that president nominee that said we're going to Ohio?
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean
went on his fucking pro wrestling promo.
I loved Howard. Howard was my man.
And then, that ruined him. He didn't get nobody wanted to talk to that guy after.
No, the thing is that the media wasn't going to let him be the nominee anyway because he didn't like the media. So they just arranged to nuke him before Iowa even happened. And then he gave them that. So they said, okay, well, we'll just use this.
That was 04, right?
Yep, that was the one that Kerry won. And that was when I said, fuck this, because I voted for a guy because I thought he would win, and he didn't. And when you do that, it's like a double shit sandwich. If you're going to vote for somebody, you might as well like him.
I wasn't a huge John Kerry fan, but
let's been the nominee.
Let's move on. Halloween, we talked about it a little bit last week. How'd you guys Halloween go?
I did nothing.
It was lame. My Halloween sucked. I did nothing.
Were you depressed?
No, I ended up accidentally throwing out my real credit card as opposed to the temporary card that I had. And so by the time that it was 7:30 and all my friends are like, hey, we're going to the bar, I started looking around my apartment for my credit card and it didn't exist because it was in the garbage dumpster. And so I spent the night just smoking pot.
You didn't have friends that would fucking pony up for you for a night?
I don't like asking people to pony up for me, man.
Same.
Just pay. Really? You guys wouldn't be like, hey, you guys get me tonight, I'll get you the next time we go out?
No, I don't ask. I'll pick up people's tabs. I don't ask people to pick up mine.
Wow.
If I can't afford to drink, I'm just not going to go.
Well, it's not that Matt couldn't afford it necessarily. It's just that.
Plus, I have a ton of pot right now, man.
What about you, Derek? What did you do for Halloween?
I did jack shit. I had class until a little after 7, and it's a point in the class where all we have to do is write our paper and do a presentation and watch other people's presentations. So I just sat there and zoned out. And then I got off, and I couldn't get a hold of a girly girl to throw it in her, so I just kind of stayed at home and smoked pot.
Yeah, what happened with that? You're supposed to dress up. There's supposed to be some sort of team costume you're supposed to get involved in.
Yeah, she lost her job like a week and a half ago.
Oh,
so
this girl is fucking perfect for you, Derek.
I need someone to take care of me, man. I need someone with steady employment to fucking make up for the gaps in mine. I need someone that fills my weaknesses. God damn it.
Well, while you two were being crumb bums, I had a party on Saturday, and I had a good
Which
time.
you didn't invite us to.
Didn't invite you to, but I did almost have to break up, or I did step in and prevent an altercation, and then I almost got in a fight myself. So that was fun, and I kind of wish I had gotten in the fight, but
You get those beer muscles, don't you?
I don't got those beer muscles. I just got that this is my house, and you're smaller than me, and I'm asking you to leave, and you're not. So if you don't, I'm going to have to kick your ass. That's what happened.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say that, but that's what was going on in my head. And when one of the dudes finally left, he was leaving our front door, and I was in my kitchen, and my roommate was in the middle trying to keep things kosher. And the dude started taunting me from the door, and I'm like, man, if my roommate wasn't here, I would have no problem coming over there and beating the shit out of
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Also, fuck the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, they were awful. Just
MVP.
wait for you. I'm just wait. Your boy
MVP.
Trout didn't even win a Gold Glove. How's he gonna win the MVP?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's a lot of times too. Guys get bumps in the Gold Glove voting for their hitting, and I mean,
Who'd they gobble out of to Trout? Who'd they give it to instead of Trout? Do they just give it to the outfielders, or is it per like left, center, right?
No, I think it's just 3 outfield spots. I know one. I can look it up, but I'm not going to. I think one of them might have been Austin Jackson that won it, and I don't think he.
Fuck is Austin? I didn't watch any baseball like after the Rockies decided they were going to suck in like mid-May. I just kind of gave up on it this year.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes with baseball.
Well, it was when Tulowitzki got hurt. It was just like, oh, one of our 2 good players is out. We're going to lose 100 games.
So we're obviously there's not a lot to talk about MMA this week. Can we talk about one topic, which I think is going to be the best?
Only if you let me get something in before that. Just one thing, quick thing.
Yo, boys, we got plenty of time to fill here. I think that we've jotted for about 17 minutes. We're gonna be handle it. We got time.
Earlier this week, Fight Metric posted something. It's their 5th birthday or anniversary, however you want to call it. So I want to wish them a happy 5 years, and hopefully another great 5 years going forward. They've personally done. I've done a lot of work for them. I know Rami. I met him a few years ago. I know him, I would say, on a pretty personal basis. One of the best guys in the industry that you can talk to. Super nice, super friendly, really generous. And one of the things, too, if you ever have a question about Fight Metric or just stats in general or just want a question, if you email him, he's usually good about getting back to you and giving you a pretty good response. So happy birthday to them. And Matt, whatever you wanted to talk about, go for it.
Okay, did you hear about this Misha Tate stuff?
Yeah, the $5.99 video chat.
Yeah, so she's kind of taking on the porn star model / 90s internet girl model, which is basically you pay for a membership to the site and you get special access to unreleased or paying members photos and videos, and you get like special features. One of the special features is that you can you can arrange for time to have a one-on-one video chat with this girl, which sounds terrible.
All right, so I'm interested here because I saw the original report. And I think I saw it on Bloody Elbow, and then I saw that they updated it with a tweet from her that said she wasn't doing a video chat. So is there some sort of miscommunication here, or are you getting this off straight from her website?
I'm getting this straight from her website.
I'm assuming it's just MishaTate.com.
Yeah, it's Misha. Let me pull it up. It's basically, it's MishaTate.com, but /subscribe, and on it,
that's
says,
where the cam sex is on most sites, the subscription button. So yeah, that's where you start.
And apparently, it says book one-on-one video chat. It says that.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, I'm talking about fucking showing her my plums.
Like, how many penises is she gonna see?
So many.
Well, At the end
Is it
here,
per minute though, or is it like per session? Is it like $10 until she can't put up with your ass anymore, or is
I have no idea. Like it doesn't. It doesn't.
I need
explain
pricing
it.
tiers, damn it! I need pricing tiers.
It doesn't explain it. It just says latest and up to date news, latest and up to date appearances and schedule, exclusive photos not found anywhere else. That's not going to happen because people just need to go copy and then paste.
The exclusive photos never seen anywhere else is during those fucking one-on-one cam shows.
Exclusive video not seen anywhere else. Access to store for merchandise and memorabilia. Contests available to fans only. The ability to submit your picture with Misha that will be permanently on her website. Chance to video chat with Misha. Times and days to be determined. Book one-on-one video chat and see Marzia stream live from her phone.
What's that? That has to be something like copy and pasted, and then they didn't change it.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense. Because
No.
who's Marzia? But like, so
Could be her nickname or something. I don't know. Maybe she's got like a hot
like,
sister, bro. Comes with the subscription.
seriously, like, how many penises is
This sounds so dirty, and I'm just waiting for the first cam show to be like, okay, we're gonna have a one-on-one video chat at 2:15 in the morning.
And like, hey, here's my dick. And I'm waiting for like the first, like, if I still ran unintelligent defense, I would totally interview her like with a boner. Like, and like if you still had Sack Mike Goldberg, I'd say pay like I would pay for the membership, the $4.99, and I'd just say like, Mike, interview her with a boner and post it on on sackmikegoldberg.com.
You have to be sitting in a way to where the boner is between you and her, and the camera shows that.
Yeah.
So it's like a microphone or some kind of like a decorative like flower vase in the middle of the table.
Oh no, I'm saying like full on chat roulette. Like,
You know, it's the worst place for cocks is Omegle because nobody gets banned there. It's just dick.
What I'm wondering too here is, I mean, first of all, why is this website so bad? I mean, if you go to her front page, it's just really awfully designed. But there's no link to the subscribe page, from what I can tell here. Oh, join now. Maybe that's what it is. It's right
there.
at the top.
You go. Are you familiar with the sport, martial arts? That's literally the first line of this. If you go to MishaTate.com.
It's MishaTateMMA.com.
Just go to MishaTate.com. It's pretty funny. I don't know if like an 8-year-old wrote this, but there is a MishaTate.com. Just go there. Just I'm telling you.
Skip this page. I get a Beyond.com site.
Are you familiar with the sport, martial arts? How about the mixed martial arts?
Where are you?
I'm at MishaTate.com. MEISHATATE.
I have a bunch of job listings for Pizza Hut.
It's MIE. Misha.
Well, the website is MEISHA. So, like, here's the first paragraph. I'm sending it to you, you cunts. I'm telling you, this is written by like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, I see it. But anyway, Misha Tate's website is the worst.
Or best.
Dude, like, this is like she found somebody in, like, on a Gateway 2000 back in 1992.
So it's like GeoCities. It's fucking GoDaddy style.
Yeah, dude, this is so fucking bad.
It's like GeoCities 2.0 because it's a little nicer than our GeoCities site, but it's an Angel Fire site.
It's not. She also appears to be the 7th Misha Tate on Facebook because it is Misha.Tate.7.
Maybe 7's our lucky number.
No, you don't pick that shit. It's just in chronological order. It's not like the Matt Roth 512.
512, which is what's it called?
Please, when you say 512, when you're saying your Twitter handle, can you say it like you're Rey Mysterio repping the 619?
619!
The 512!
Booyaka, booyaka, 512.
That's what I'm saying, man.
No, but like, I really just want to know who the first media member, like, from a small site that's going to interview Misha Tate with their balls hanging out.
Well, it's probably going to be the one guy that was checking her ass out at the press conference.
Oh, hey. You know what? God bless that man because he didn't give a damn.
He did not.
He almost did like a 90-degree. Ooh.
Did you see that, Matt?
No, I didn't see that, but at the Ronda Rousey Kaufman card in San Diego. Miesha Tate, like, after the fight, she was in, like, full party girl mode. Like, she was hammered at the presser. Like, and wearing one of them short, form-fitting dresses.
And this is why women's MMA will never make it mainstream.
Right, because they're all a bunch of sluts.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Women's MMA not going anywhere. All of them are sluts.
Bunch of sluts.
Oh, that guy who do it. You have to see that thing, Roth. Just find a GIF of it or a GIF if you want to be an asshole, but I call it a GIF. Find it somewhere of the guy. I mean, she like bends over, is just finding her seat or something. This dude sitting probably 5 or 6 rows down, looking at her, just goes, "God damn!" It's the kind of thing where if she saw him doing it, she probably would have laughed.
Well, didn't he also like take a picture too?
Wait, this is the medium.
No, that was a fake, Mike. That was somebody coming in and like putting somebody with a cell phone camera in that guy's place to take a picture. That was not real.
Wait. This is the guy that was credentialed, right?
It was at a presser. I mean, it was literally like, it was the kind of thing where when I got credentialed by head kick, like it was in that row of seats area.
Yeah, he was a credentialed media member, and he just decided to take, ogle the talent.
And that shit ain't illegal. If it's illegal to ogle, then we'd all be in jail.
Ain't that the truth?
It is. Look at titties.
So, what might be the biggest MMA news this week? The UFC splitting from the Palms hotel, where they traditionally ran all of the tough finales, and I think they might have had a couple other smaller shows. I think they ran
announced like a while ago. When did they announce the finale was not going to be at the Palms? Because that wasn't like this week, was it?
It might not have been. I honestly, anything tough related, I have not.
Don't they normally do that at the beginning of the season and say, okay, the finale is going to be on this day. It's going to be him versus him here, like they just did with Where Doom versus Nog, which I think is awesome for the second season of Tough Brazil. I think those are two great coaching choices.
Yeah, it was. It was announced before the season, but the reason or the story on the reason why
the fucking rumor has just now come out. This isn't
Correct.
some kind of confirmed like, yeah, fuck them for cutting my betting line.
Well, yeah, that's
not what happened here.
That's what I was talking about with Erica before the show, our producer. Regardless of whether it's a personal issue between Dana White and the Palms, the fact that the Palms is cutting credit limits for the highest rollers there doesn't necessarily bode well for their business. I mean, obviously they have new ownership. They took over because the Palms is pretty much in the shitter right now financially. So
don't know that shit. It's not the Sacramento King Maloof's guy anymore. They sold it.
They might have. I don't know if he's the one that owned it for a while.
No, that was the Palms. That was the Maloof's casino.
Yeah, I don't know if he sold it or if they just brought someone in new to run it. But the reason that they cut the limits has nothing to do with Dana White himself. I mean, they're just cutting limits across the board. But it was interesting reading the story. I believe it was in the Las Vegas Review-Journal about Dana's tipping habits and spending habits there.
Those are true, by the way, man.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Like I've spoken with bunch of people that have hung out with Dana and been around him, and that dude tips ridiculously well, and he is basically like he wants to help out everybody. Like he's actually really
asshole.
Good. Yeah, what an asshole.
That's
right?
the funny thing. I actually saw a couple of people on Twitter try to use that as a framing that versus what they pay the UFC pays fighters, as if Dana's personal tipping habits should have anything to do with that, and also just trying to frame his tipping habits in some sort of negative light. I mean,
what a fucking prick face, dude! Like seriously, fuck Dana White. How dare you tip people?
Some people, I know John Snowden in particular was kind of upset to hear the news. He said the Palms is one of the best places to watch fights. I personally never had been there.
I've been to the Palms. I haven't seen a show there or anything, but they got real pretty girls that work there.
No.
The funny thing, and when that was announced or when the news came out of what happened, a lot of people were reminiscing about their favorite times at the Palms. And I don't know if anybody follows Ryan Loco on Twitter. He works for Heavy as a photographer, and he also does all the media for Authentic Sports Management, Rashad Evans and Alistair Overy and those guys. And when he was working for Heavy, he basically, it's a very, very small venue. And if you want to, basically in that venue, if you yell loud enough, you can corner those fighters or give them cornering advice. And he said that his favorite moment was when somebody yelled out to Ariane, I want to ruin your body with a baby.
That's terrible.
That's pretty good. I bet she laughed at that.
MMA fans are the worst.
And I bet every mom in there just glared fucking devil eyes at him too.
Oh, they had to be furious.
They don't like those jokes.
No, of course not. Women.
Oh man, there was really nothing to talk about.
No, we got
John.
What coming up? Isn't there one coming up in like a week? We're in November now, so fucking week and a half.
The Macau show is November 10th. We can talk about this. I wanted to bring this up.
Franklin versus Lee.
I was going to save it for the week, but I'll ask you guys this now. I just found out, going through the UFC's website, the show will be airing at 9 a.m. on the East Coast, which makes it sound like the prelims will be starting sometime around 5 or 6 in the morning.
It's 7 a.m. They're starting on the East Coast, the prelims.
Is it going to be Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday
morning.
Okay, well, I got to work at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, so I'll probably just make a long-ass morning of it and watch a bunch of fights before I go to work.
This is so. If anybody follows me on Bleacher Report or follows my stuff on Bleacher Report, I'm like the play-by-play guy. I do like the play-by-play for Strikeforce and UFC shows, and I have to wake up or not go to sleep. If I stay awake, I'm gonna have to wake up at something like 5 in the morning to wake up, like get my brain working to start doing play-by-play for a fight happening at 6 in the morning. I missed the days of tape delay and people complaining about spoilers. And I think that this is the UFC's kind of way of saying, well, you didn't want stuff tape delayed, so go fuck yourself.
Well, I mean, isn't Fuel going to replay that thing anyway at the normal broadcast time anyway?
They're probably going to replay it all day. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I actually volunteered to do some of the fight metric work that I do. I actually volunteered to Rami if he had trouble finding people that I would be willing to do it, because I feel just the novelty of doing it, just watching the show, which I would plan on doing. It really takes you back to the end of the Pride era and the Dream era when you would stay up until 5 in the morning watching fights. This is a little different since you have to wake up earlier, but I plan on watching it just for the novelty of it.
That was one of the things that I miss about the old Bloody Elbow and the way that it used to be was the night crew. Because there used to be cards on a few times a year that it would be worth doing that 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning thing. It was only like 20 of us that would stay up and do it.
What do you mean of us? You never stayed awake.
Fuck you, man. I was there for a number of them.
Fuck you. You weren't part of the night crew. I was part of the night crew. I was.
You just because you had your little gay Avengers thing that you put subscript on doesn't make you cooler than me. Okay.
It was
and that probably wasn't even
Loco. It was because I had 4 Loco and I was able to stay awake the entire time.
That shit is not legal anymore. I love how they did that too. Like, what if you just mix like a beer with coffee? Are they going to come and throw you in jail?
Or a
man, how about the fact that Jesus Christ? Have you ever I don't know. Lately, I've been going through how I've ended up where I am, and
don't do that, man. Don't.
My God.
Make any work good.
Dude, the shit that I was saying and doing on Bloody Elbow as a commenter, and then at Unintelligent Defense, I'm the greatest trick that anybody's ever played.
I'm thinking more like Cage Potato. That was fun too.
Oh man, that was awesome.
I liked it better when the guy pretended to be you.
Pretended?
Yeah, there was this red engine there that you were like, I have nothing to do with this, and that made me laugh.
I had nothing to do with that?
No, later on, somebody came because it used to be on Cage Potato. You could just walk in and put.
I'm trying to imply that I may have had anything. I may have had something to do with that. But...
Shut up, Matt. You fucking troll. You remember? This is the guy that used to tell me that I taught him everything he knew about being a troll. Now the student has become the teacher apparently, and I forgot when he surpassed me. I must have fucking missed it. when you
Well,
passed me, son.
all the time.
I got Arian Foster to talk shit on me the other day. That made me happy.
Did
Wait,
you really?
what?
Did you guys miss that?
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter 24/7.
Well, no. Arian Foster said something like, we care about each other so much after we die. And I said to him, I didn't know that we nominated you our spokesman. And he fucking said, if you read your history, then you'll understand. I was like, Jesus Christ. Wow.
What does it even mean?
I don't know, but and then later on, like, everybody started making fun of him for being a pseudo-intellectual douche. And he said, all right, I get it. Dance, blackface, dance. I know the drill. I'm not a racist because I think that you're a wank. Like, that's not how this works. But no, I troll professional athletes, and next week,
Neil Manich trolls professional athletes.
When he got fucking Shaq, well, he's been trying with Shaq for years. So that was sheer like dedication paying off, is what that was. He's probably sent Shaq 1,000 tweets.
How did Shaq finally respond? I've seen Neil tweeting at him a bunch.
Matt, you can tell this one.
It's something like Shaq tweeted something, and Neil was like, "Yeah, someone with your mother," and and then Shaq got super like. I guess that's when Shaq got pissed and decided to respond. And it was 3 years in a payoff right in 3 years. It was so awesome.
His next tweet was, "I got Shaq to reply to one of my trolling attempts. I can die now."
What? First of all, what did Shaq say?
Who knows?
And what is Neil's thing with Shaq? Does he have a personal thing against him, or does he just enjoy? Does he just enjoy trying to piss him off?
He hates Shaq. Like, I mean, even since then, Shaq will be like, "I had a bad dream," and he was just like, "Oh, was Dwight Howard owning your ass in that dream? Like, what was happening in there?"
That's what it was. It was Dwight Howard was all up in your ass in that dream. I like how we're just talking about our friends right now.
We got a whole lot of nothing else.
Well, I mean, there is MMA this weekend, and it's actually pretty good MMA.
Okay, why don't you break down the main event for us there?
I'm not going to break down the main event because the main event sucks, but my dog Tyrone Spong is going to be making his MMA debut.
That's true, and if he can't beat up this stiff, then he has no business continuing this readjustment, and he should just go back to K1.
Yep.
But the guy he's fighting is a nobody, and they should have pulled him. Like, Jordan Breen was telling a story the other day about a debut fighter that lost his debut to a bellhop at the hotel that the fight was at. So you don't want to be that guy.
Who is Spong fighting?
I don't know, man.
Just some dude.
Some guy.
$20 says you don't know the name when he says it, Fagan.
I guarantee you I don't.
Dude, I know that the guy that he's fighting hasn't fought in 2 years.
Oh, we do have Andre Arlovsky versus Devin. I really like white people. Cole.
No, you mean the rapist?
Oh, is he but isn't he also a Nazi? Isn't he like a Nazi rapist, like a rapey Nazi?
A super. That's all alleged, by the way.
Allegedly, he's allegedly a rapey Nazi.
Right.
Which.
When you say Nazi rapist, you could think that like maybe that's somebody that rapes Nazis, and I'd be cool with that guy. Like that would be all right with me. But if you're a Nazi and a rapist, maybe rapist Nazi is the way to go with that, as far as your nomenclature.
Super rapey though.
Because a Nazi could be a really good person.
I mean, Matt, are you actually really pumped about this show? Because I'm looking at it, and
the Mossad or something.
I'm pumped to see Tyrone Spong, and I want to see. I enjoy watching Anthony Johnson fight. I don't enjoy interviewing Anthony Johnson, but I enjoy watching him fight. And again, like Tyrone Spong, I have big expectations for that guy. I think that he's probably going to hit harder than most people in MMA. And that dude is like...
You're really going out on a limb there, Matt.
Yeah, aren't I? Like, I really don't want to fully...
240-pound missile of fucking leg kicks, and you're like, I bet he's going to have some fucking pop on those.
That guy is pure murder, by the way.
He's gotten so huge. Like, you want to talk about your worrisome ovary-roid connections, and I know he was super young when he debuted. He was like 20, but he's put on like 60 pounds of rocks since I fucking saw him debut 3 years ago, and that's weird.
He's fighting at light heavyweight, by the way.
He's cutting 30 pounds.
Yeah, he's going to be fucking massive at 205.
This is stupid. He should just fight at heavyweight and be comfortable. He could like he's 6'2". He's not like a Pat Barry, but if he comes in at 240, then he's not going to be dwarfed by anybody.
That and there's no wrestlers at heavyweight.
Yeah, well, light heavyweight does have a few more, but I don't know. I think that heavyweight's a much shittier division, and it would be a much quicker path for him to get signed and get in. Like, there are guys like Stanislav Nedkov at light heavyweight, like good, solid fighters at light heavyweight that you've never fucking heard of, and that's not really the case at heavyweight. So if I were him, I'd do this, and then I'd get fat.
Well, are you saying you want him to get signed quickly to the UFC?
I don't. What if
No,
he's going
Derek.
to be if he's going to be a heavyweight, then there's nowhere else to go because there's no heavyweights anywhere anymore. And if he's going to be a light heavyweight, then it's going to be years before he's ready to be in the UFC. So a heavyweight in the UFC, I could see him doing that by middle or end of next year because the heavyweight division sucks a bag of shit.
I don't know if you want him to do that, though. I think you'd want him to get at least 5 to 6 fights outside of the organization.
Do you think he's going to do that, though? He's going to be fighting on, like, I know that he's getting some money for this card, but these fucking World Series of Fighting and the other one that just propped up.
World Series of Fighting is paying retarded amount of money.
They're not going to be around for, like, a year. They're not going to fucking put on, like, 8 cards.
Oh, I know. I've been making that claim since they started talking about doing 8 to 12 shows next year.
So once, and that's retarded. So once this is over and once Spawn gets his check, it's going to be either you go to the regional circuit for less money and beat up fighters that are better than this guy, or you go to the UFC and you see if they throw you a fucking Chris Tuscherer or somebody like that, just so you get out of him.
Sure. But the crazy thing, man, like, obviously I can't talk about numbers right now, but just wait until you see the reported pay that are, wait until you see the reported pay for this card because
How would you compare it to Affliction?
It's pretty much the same as Affliction.
Hey, Affliction gave Tim Sylvia $800,000. I don't even know if this card's payroll will hit that.
I can tell you that they're paying a lot of people in the 6 figures.
Yes, but okay. So if that's $100,000 a piece, and you got 5 fighters, you still have another $300,000 before you get to Tim Sylvia's paycheck. And Andrei Arlovsky made over $1 million for that fight.
What I'm saying is, just don't like.
Nobody burned money like Affliction. That's all I'm saying. They fucking
but like
fire to watch it burn.
Affliction was a really, really rare case, man.
They're like the standard. So when Mike said compare it to Affliction, you should have said not comparable, but still very wasteful.
Yeah, it's not comparable, but still very wasteful.
There we go.
Man,
I had to walk. You guys hear that shit?
What?
What?
What did you say?
I said that I had to walk you through that. I was pretty sad about that. But yeah, Affliction was crazy. And this card, if it spends $1 million, then I'll be very surprised because who the hell is funding this? That is a question in the chat right now.
They're spending over $1 million, Derek. I can tell you that right now.
In payroll?
Yep.
Or just like overall?
In payroll.
Damn, they got at least a couple people making $250,000 because they're not paying 10 fighters $100,000.
I'm not telling you any numbers, and I know that that's what you're trying to do, but
I'm doing it in my head out loud, and you're just telling me what it isn't.
I'm playing the game of colder, warmer, and you're cold right now. There's a ton of fighters on that card are making in the like low to mid 6 figures.
That's crazy to me. And if Andrei Arlovsky is still making, I mean, he made over $1 million for the Fedor fight. I thought it was all going to be downhill from there, but he must be getting a decent check tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, I guess it is.
The day after tomorrow.
And it's nice that they're in Nevada, so we're definitely going to see these payroll numbers.
This is true, and this doesn't take into account the locker room bonuses the World Series of Fighting is famous for.
Yeah, Ray Steffo goes around and hands out checks to guys.
And the sponsorships, because all the eyeballs they're going to get.
Dude, yeah. I really do like the fact that they tried saying like a huge speaking point during their media call was like the first media call was their first presser, like announcing the event was like how they're revolutionizing like the new fight surface, and it's a 10-sided cage.
I thought it was going to be like a cooking pan, like Teflon or something.
Nope. It's 10 sides to a cage,
Like stick.
totally changing how fighters fight.
The dodecagon.
Because now they need to worry about 2 more sides.
There's 2 more corners. There's 2 more levels of unpredictability.
Man, it's such bullshit.
So I think I saw something on Twitter earlier this week, and it was involving the Premier League and how Fox is out of the running, and I believe ESPN as well. And it looks like they're going to sign with. It looks like NBC is going to be the one that lands them. But I think someone said something along the lines of the Premier League game on Fox Sports over the weekend had a higher rating than anything else on NBC Sports, which was something like 350,000 or 400,000 viewers. Just give me your uneducated guesses on how many people are going to watch this World Series of Fighting show.
Man, maybe
half a million.
Maybe 500,000. Like, it's on NBC.
Do another one.
It's on NBC Sports. There's been rumors that this is a time buy, as in it's not actually NBC ponying up any cash. It was all World Series of Fighting ponying up all the money. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never seen it. Like, I've heard it, but I haven't been able to confirm it myself. But I mean, fuck, man. They need to, at least in my opinion, they need to do 800,000 viewers to at least make up for their payroll, and to maybe guarantee like a second show.
You guys really think 500,000? I mean, that's more than double what Bellator usually does. And Bellator, I would assuming Spike is a bigger network than NBC Sports.
Bellator sucks, Mike.
Yeah, Bellator does suck, but World Series of Fighting is an unknown commodity.
That I know, but Bellator is a known commodity, and that's why so few people watch it, because they know it's bad. This has the potential to be good, which Bellator does not. So there might be some curiosity views. Some Andrei Arlovsky fans are still out there.
So I have a question. Has anybody been? And sorry, this is completely unrelated, so I'm just going to change the subject. Has anybody actually talked to Matt Bishop? Is he alive?
Yeah, he's doing a radio show right now.
Is he still in our fantasy football league?
Technically, no.
Technically, no.
I mean, his team is still there, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure technically yes. But
it is currently like the New Orleans Hornets, where it's being run by the league.
Well, the New Orleans Hornets are not technically not in the league. They play games and they count, so they're in the league.
Well, then Bishop's team is in the league.
Holy shit. All right. Now our chat right now is the producer, Ian, me, and Dave, who I can only assume is Walsh, but it probably isn't.
Yeah. Did you know that we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary?
We have done like 50-something shows. Are we on iTunes still? I have not been able to get the feed to work for the last few weeks.
Erica?
The iTunes, it might have changed.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Well, God damn it, I have it here, and it doesn't have that little, exclamation point you get that says it's broken, but I just haven't gotten a show since, let me see.
What are you using?
This is stuff that should be discussed off air, by the way.
October 5th. I'm making sure it's not just me. October 5th was the last show that I got.
It's probably good we discuss it on air, because there are probably people listening who might be having the same issue. So it's better we address it.
Yeah, way to cover for your nan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, the people that only listen to iTunes aren't going to be able to hear this, so they're not going to get their problem solved.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So if you know somebody who does that, then you need to pass along the message. I've subscribed to it on iTunes. We did change our feed, so you might need to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. That might fix the problem. But you can also go to the website and subscribe directly to just Untethered posts now. So you don't have to go through iTunes and get all of the shows. If you just want Untethered, you can get just Untethered by going to the website and subscribing to the podcast feed for Untethered.
Well, that's good, because the rest of them are crap. No, I'm kidding. All of our shows are great, and our sponsors, too. I was kidding about the first part, guys. I love our network, FightFans Radio, and sponsors.
Sponsors, yeah. So one other thing I wanted to talk about, sometime this week or maybe late last week, John Fitch was talking about Cain Velasquez's last fight against Junior Dos Santos, how he came in with a pretty bad knee injury. Now we knew that there was some sort of knee injury. I found a post that was an interview with Joe Rogan way back in November, probably right after the fight, where he was talking about Cain having some sort of knee sprain or something. But the point I'm going to make here is, I saw the Fitch thing, and I saw a lot of people respond to it, and this is something I see a lot, especially in MMA, where guys talk about injuries after the fact, and there's this real attitude from a certain segment of the MMA fan base of, I don't want to hear you make excuses about injuries, or I don't want to hear about injuries after the fact. And I don't know about you guys, but I never really understood that mindset, because
I have two things to say real quick if Matt will give me the opportunity.
Go for it.
Well, first, I would say that it happens in every sport. You always hear it happened with Tebow after the Patriots game. You heard he was injured afterwards. It happens in the NFL, Major League Baseball. All the time you hear about a guy who tweaked something either during the game or right before it, or just wasn't feeling right that day. The second thing is, and I was having this discussion with John Candido the other day on Twitter, is that as MMA fans, we're completely in the dark as far as injuries going into a competition, and specifically as MMA gamblers, to an extent that gamblers and fans of other sports are not, because there are injury reports required in those sports. You have to disclose injuries. You have to disclose what they are. In baseball, you got to put a guy out for 15 days if he's going to be like that, even if he's okay after 7 or 8 in order to free up the roster spot. So and you can bet accordingly. In MMA, we're completely in the dark on it. There's tons of variation, and when you're betting on a fight, you're really just throwing up a prayer that the guy is healthy, because if he isn't, there's a good chance that you're going to hear about it after he loses.
Well, and my thing about it too, there's just two things about it. I mean, one, in retrospect, when you're looking at analyzing a fight in retrospect in terms of determining how well a guy did, I mean, knowing that Cain came into that fight with a pretty significant knee injury explains, his, the biggest thing.
Know, like, quote unquote, do we know? We just heard it from somebody. I don't think we're going to hear Cain say it, because he's not that kind of guy. We're not going to see a picture of a fucked up knee. So
here's the thing: you're hearing it from multiple sources. Like I said, you heard it from Rogan sometime around the fight that there was some sort of knee sprain or knee injury, and now you're hearing it from someone in his camp. Obviously, you don't have to take anything at face value. If you want to say, well, that's just one guy saying it and throw it out, that's fine.
It fits into the pattern because it makes sense why he didn't wrestle at all. But at the same time, it's just guys saying stuff.
Well, I mean, what do you think? If John Fitch has any reason to lie about it?
I think that, the people that in his camp have a vested interest in saying he wasn't 100% in that fight. Absolutely. Why would they say the best Cain Velasquez got knocked the fuck out in 70 seconds? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but why would you just straight up lie about an injury?
It's not, because there's already rumors about it and you're just confirming them. B, you don't have to provide any proof. There's no way anyone's going to call you out and say, Cain's faking it, because he'll beat the shit out of you and bathe in your blood. And C, like I said, it makes sense for his game plan issues. It makes sense for going out and boxing with the best boxer in the division. And it makes sense that he lost in quick fashion, whereas he'd never been defeated before. And they can call that a fluke because he had a knee injury. And as gamblers, now people that were thinking Dos Santos was a walkaway favorite if the fight's going to be 50-50 are scratching their chins and thinking about Velasquez. And how the hell do we know he's healthy this time?
Yeah, but apparently Dos Santos was also injured going into that fight, so it's like,
fuck it. I mean, what the fuck?
Like that doesn't really fucking. People talk about injuries and stuff before and after fights. I get so tired of that shit, man.
Who was the last guy to go into the cage 100%?
No one. Never. It never happens.
So what the fuck?
Guys, I'm really sleepy.
Quit drinking.
I'm really sleepy, and we have 6 minutes left.
Then you should be fine.
We have 6 minutes left.
A couple last points. Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar rescheduled for the Super Bowl weekend card.
Awesome.
Definitely cool. It'd be interesting to see if they stack something on top of that, or if that's going to be the main event. But Erica again mentioned something to me before the show. pointed it out to me. UFC 155 is the Velasquez Dos Santos fight that we were just talking about, the rematch, and then the next pay-per-view card is that Super Bowl show, which is 156. There is a Brazil show in between there, which would have you believe, since they've already scheduled 155 and 156, that it'll be some sort of free TV show. I can't imagine it'll be a Fox show, but does that just leave that it's going to be on FX or Fuel?
I mean, they don't have to keep the numbers the way they are, man. They could just call the Super Bowl show 157, and then it's totally cool.
Well, I mean, haven't they already deigned it 156?
I don't know, man.
When they announced the fight, I mean, it's nothing huge. It's just going to be interesting. It might send a signal of
well, it's weird that we don't know. I mean, it's 2 months away, so you'd think that they would announce, what channel it's going to be on and how they're going to distribute it.
Yeah, and I think, I was talking to Erica and trying to figure out what they could be doing. And if it's an FX or Fuel show, that might be a sign of, hey, we can go to Brazil, we can put someone like Demian Maia or Husamar Palhares on top of the card, stack it with Brazilians, know that it's going to sell out, at the gate.
And get 20 million people in Brazil to watch it on TV because they don't pay pay-per-views even when it's a pay-per-view.
Right, and then not have to try to sell, a Brazil show to, because again, we've talked about, and this has kind of been a talked about thing, is the foreign shows, even in the same time zones outside of North America, don't do as well, just on the fact that there's just not as much media able to cover it or cover it as efficiently as they do in the States.
And they don't do as much as pay-per-view, and like I said, the viewership in Brazil is the same, and they don't lose any money on those eyes in Brazil by making it a non-pay-per-view show. The FX show that's going to be headlined by Gustafsson is an FX, or was going to be headlined by Gustafsson, or was previously. That was an FX show, wasn't it? And it was in Sweden?
It was a Fuel show.
It was a Fuel show. So they've already shown at least the willingness to put those lower-tier free cards on internationally, and I think that's awesome. I think their business model over the last 3 or 4 years has been to bring in a lot more money from overseas, and doing it with these shows where the production and a lot of that, the cameramen and everything, that's on Fox now. And they're just responsible for putting on fighters in the location that people give a shit about. Between this and Australia and all the other places they're trying to go, I think it's awesome. And all it's going to do is give us more good fighters earlier in their careers and bring them stateside and Americanize their asses.
Oh, Matt, how are those chips doing for you this week?
I'm not eating any chips, man. I don't hear anything.
Eric, if you want to hit the music, Matt, if you want to give us your final thoughts for the week. Whatever. Big ups to New Jersey. Get your shit together, guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're gonna have that. That's gonna be 6 months. They'll have that boardwalk done in no time flat, and New Orleans' lower ninth ward will still be covered in cars.
Derek,
don't worry too much about the white people.
What about the election? Give us your last thoughts on the election.
Obama with at least 300 electoral votes. I don't have a lot of faith in Florida, so it'll probably be right around 300. But if it's Florida, we'll be at 330. Romney's not going to win. We're not going to elect that guy president.
Keep the Mormons out of the White House. I'll see you next week, guys.